Hey everybody, Milton Davis here, Uncle Milt here, as I should say. It is August 20th, 2023, and I just wanted to pop in for a little bit to chat with y'all and let y'all know what's been going on, what's going to be going on, and all that other good stuff like that. I like to stop and start a little bit about talking about the situation in Maui. Some of you already know that last year my wife and I visited Maui on vacation. It was my first time going to Hawaii, and it was a beautiful experience. There's very few places that I've visited that when I got there, I felt like connected, and that's the way I felt when we visited Maui. I mean, it was just amazing. It's a beautiful island, beautiful people, and we just really enjoyed it. So it's really shocking to hear about what has happened there recently. And we were staying in West Maui. We were like about a few miles up the road from Old Lahaina, and we spent a lot of time there. So to see images of what has happened over there and what has happened to the people was really, really affected us. As you can see, I'm wearing my Maui shirt that I purchased when I was there. So I would encourage everyone to support the situation over there any way you can. I mean, any time that there's a disaster, to support the release funds and stuff like that. But for this particular one, it was kind of personal to us. So of course we're doing what we can from that standpoint. So just wanted to talk a little bit about August, what was going on this month so far. We started off the month actually in Baton Rouge. We decided to attend the Mid City Microcon. Went there because of the fact of Keith Cooper. Keith is a really good brother. Has been selling my products in the Baton Rouge area for a few years now, and has been inviting me to come to the con and the event. So this year I decided I would come. I decided we go. We get in the car and we drive to Baton Rouge and check it out. And I'm glad we did because I mean it's a great con. The library does it, sponsors it, and they do a really good job with the whole event. Probably one of the best run cons that I've been to, right up there with some of the best ones I've been to. And the really cool thing about it was that since Keith's been there, promoting our books, it wasn't like we were coming there and nobody knew us. We had so many people come by the table telling us that that Keith had introduced them to our books. We had a couple of the libraries that come by that said they had our books in their library, and they were very popular and stuff. So it was really great. And this kind of backs up what I talk about sometimes about um, creators working together to sell each other's products. Keith has been in Baton Rouge for a long time, and not only does he sell my books, he sells books by Jason Reeves, he sells books by Nicole Kurtz, he sells books by all of us, and he has a very good clientele. Our tables were side by side, and I saw him interacting with his people. He had more of my books at his table than I had at my own table. And when people purchased books from him, they would come over to my table and I would sign them and that type of thing. So it really worked out very well. The only drawback was the temperature. It was over 100 degrees every day we were there, and it felt like it. But despite all that, we had a really great time. We had a really great con. If I was ever going to do a con again outside of Georgia, that would be one I would go to because I mean, like I said, it was a really good vibe. It's a literary con. People bought lots of books, and everything was well received. So I think that's one of those that if you are in the area of Baton Rouge, or if you're thinking about doing something outside of your home area, that would definitely be a con to check out. Last week, I had I guess say a signature moment. I was invited to take part in a discussion with the Atlanta Writers Club, and what we were talking about was career pivots, and we were talking about how what writers do when they have adversity in their career. And I was on a panel with three other writers, and the other three other writers were traditionally published, and they all were in situations where they had started off with an agent, sold some books through agents and stuff like that. But at this point in time, they were in between agents, or they were dealing with other issues in the publishing industry, and they were discussing about how they were dealing with those particular issues, and giving advice to some of these aspiring writers and people who are already writers, and probably how to deal with that. Of course, I was talking from an indie author standpoint. So some of the things that they've experienced is things that I haven't gone through because of the path that I've taken. But I was able to talk to those writers who were out there in general, specifically those who were self-publishing, talking about my journey and some of the things that I've done to diversify my content as far as doing comic books and doing the animation and different things like that. And so it was very well received. I've been invited to come back and speak again. I don't know exactly what they want me to talk about, but it seems like everybody was really happy with the presentation. The thing that was really interesting about it is because 15 years ago, I guess over 15 years ago, I used to be a member of the Atlanta Writers Club. So I was sitting in that audience, listening to presenters and taking advice and that type of thing. At the time, the organization wasn't really very open to indie authors because that part of the market wasn't big at the time. But over the years, they've responded to the fact that a lot of their writers are indie writers. A lot of them are self-publishing, and they are now providing like programs and stuff like that to educate them about it and make them aware of the process. So it was really good to be there. Really nice to be there and be able to interact with other authors. I always love opportunities where I can share information with other authors and hopefully help them get a leg up on some things that I had to struggle through myself, and and give them more awareness and more information so they can make better choices than I did 15 years ago. So you probably heard me mention Playing the Odds, and if you don't know by now, episode 1 is available. It is on our YouTube channel. So far, we have 651 views. We thank y'all for those views and stuff. It's part of us being able to get to the next level as far as animation is concerned. Everybody's been happy with it. I've got an interview coming up pretty soon where I actually interview Mark Vision Barnes, who is our main animator, where he talks about the whole process himself. Also got interviews coming up with some of the other people on the project, so we can kind of give you guys a view of what we did and how we did it and what we plan on doing next. But as far as the animation is concerned, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I'm going to post a link to it. Of course, you guys knew I was going to do that. Give me just a minute here. Copy this. I'm going to paste this right down here in the comments. And there you go. So if you've seen it, go watch it again. if you've seen it a few times, share with your friends. The whole thing that we're trying to do here is that the more views we get to a certain point where we start to get advertising revenue from YouTube. Also, the more people that are aware of it, it gives us the opportunity to possibly do a crowdfunder so we can finance doing episode 2. We're already starting to work on it. I'm working on the script for the second episode. Once we get the script done, we'll be doing storyboards and animatics and stuff like that. And we will be able to do that part from the funds that we're raising from the sale of the novella, which is right here, Playing the Odds. So what I'm doing is that when you purchase the novella, the profits from the novella are being put into the animated series. And so that way we're taking that money that we're raising. We sold a pretty good amount of books at Mid City Microcon. We're going to have a bunch of copies at Dragon Con coming up, so we're hoping to sell some there. And we're also going to have a QR code set up so people can actually click it and go watch the video there and stuff. Like I said, right now we're up to 651 views. Hopefully by the time Dragon Con is over, we'll be up to 1,000. I don't see why we wouldn't be, but hey, if you're there and you come by our table, you'll see the QR code there. You can scan it, take it. We're going to have postcards and stuff, everything we can do to get some traffic there so people can see the great job that our team did on this first episode and help us support on the second episode. Speaking of Dragon Con, I will be there. We will be at the America's Mart, be on the second floor. We're going to booth number 2818. If you looked on my thread, I posted up a map of the floor and I've highlighted where our booth is going to be. Last year we were up near the front, like about the second row or something like that. This year we're all the way back in the back. So if you come in, you just go straight down there till you get to the back and make a right, and we're right there on the corner. It's going to be myself, Glenn Parrish, Dedrin Sneed with Subsume, and Kyoko M with her book. So the four of us are going to be together. We're going to be at that table, so you're going to get a very good representation of the Black Fantastic. You know, we'll have all our titles there. You know, Friday's going to be kind of busy for me from a panel day, so I'm going to be in and out. But I'll be there all day Saturday. I'll be there most of the day Sunday, and I'll be there all day Monday. So come check us out. You know, come pick up some books. We're going to have I'm going to have like a wide range of books. See some stuff I'm going to have. I'm going to have all the funk anthologies. They're all going to be there. Steam Funk, Diesel Funk, Spy Funk, and Cyber Funk. They're all going to be there. I'm going to have everything. I'm going to have some of Mocha Memoirs books. I'm going to have Slay. I'm going to have copies of Black and Root. So I'm going to have the zombie books. I'm going to have the vampire books. I'm just going to have a wide range of stuff. So if you've already purchased books from me, I'm probably going to have something that you don't have yet. If you have somebody that you want to introduce to MVmedia, this would be a great time to do it because we'll have the books there, and you know, of course, I'll be there to sign mine. And we're going to even have our comic books there. We're going to have Changa and the Jade Obelisk #1. We're going to have Changa and the Jade Obelisk #2. We're going to have Angolo Diaspora. We're going to have the Blood Seekers. So we're just going to have a wide representation of what MVmedia is all about. So if you're coming to Dragon Con, make sure you check us out. I'm going to repost my panel schedule, so if you want to check out some of the panels I'm going to be doing, one particular panel and specifically that I'd like to talk about is that we will be doing the State of Black Science Fiction panel. This is our 10-year anniversary of first doing that panel at Dragon Con, and I think I can confidently say that the State of Black Science Fiction panel back in 2013 was the first panel at Dragon Con that specifically talked about the question of diversity, in that case from the representation of black authors in science fiction and fantasy. And over the years that expanded, eventually leading to them to have an entire diversity track, which focuses on diversity in science fiction and fantasy. So this year it's going to be at 5:30. Actually, some of the original panelists that was on the first panels are going to be there. And we're going to talk about the state of black science fiction. We're going to talk about what it was then when we first started, what it's become now, and where we think it's going. So it's going to be another great panel. Hope you guys can check it out. Make sure you check your schedule out to see where it is and what time it's going to be. Time's going to be 5:30 on Sunday. So y'all come check us out. You know, it's 1 hour. If it's anything like that first one, it's going to probably end up being standing room only. So get there early and get ready for a good time. So what else is going on? Let me see. Next month, if you're in Atlanta, I'm going to be doing a book signing at Maydu Bookstore on September 30th. I'll be there from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, you know, having my thing going on. And in October, I will be at Multiverse Con. I am one of the guests of honor. One of the writer guests of honor is going to be myself and Rebecca Roanhorse. So y'all can come check us out. I'm also going to be doing a book release at Multiverse Con. I'm going to be releasing my latest short story collection, Visions 2. It's a collection of short stories that I have previously published in other anthologies, in addition to a few new stories. I'm also going to have hard copies, paperback copies of Vision 1. That book has never been available as a paperback. It's only been available as an ebook. A lot of the stories in that book have found homes in other anthologies and other places and stuff like that. So you get to see the original version of those stories, how they were originally meant to be before I did my little tweaking and modifying and stuff like that. So I'll basically be releasing 2 books at Multiverse Con. It'll be Visions 1 and Visions 2. So if you come, you'll be able to check those out as well. Is there anything else I wanted to share with you guys right now? Anything else that go down? Oh yeah. Also at Multiverse Con, we're gonna have, got the rest of this bad boy out here. We're gonna have the Changa Safari Special Edition. This is the big boy. This is all the Changa Safari novels in one collection. All of them in here. All 4 books right here. And I don't rarely bring this one out. I just bring it out every now and then, but we will have a few copies at Multiverse Con. This is usually a special order book. I only print them when they're ordered, and of course I sign them. But yeah, this big boy is going to be there. And of course, you know, like I said, it has all the Changa Safari stories in it. And in the back of the book, there's a collection of the artwork of Changa from over the years, the original artwork, as well as some new, that's still more original artwork. Some color artwork that's been done recently and stuff. So it's a great book. If you want to have a collection, if you want to have Changa Safari, if you only have one Sword and Soul book in your collection, this is the book to have right here. So that's about it, y'all. Just wanted to catch you up on what's going on. I know I'm forgetting something, but I'll probably bring it up later. But that's what's going on right now. One thing I do want to do is always want to put a link to my website. This month is actually Steampunk month, and so all of my steampunk books are on sale. If you go to the home page, you'll see the books displayed on the home page. You can just actually click the book, and it'll take you to that particular book, so you can purchase it. And also, if you go to the home heading, you'll scroll down, and you'll see a thing that says Steampunk. It'll click you there, so you can also get there, and you will be able to see not only the paperbacks, but you'll also be able to see the ebooks and everything like that. So now I think I have actually covered everything, and I know I'm still going to think about something when I leave. But appreciate y'all as always. Always happy for your patience and for your support. If you keep reading, I'll keep writing, and we got a lot more things coming down the road, and I shall inform you as I have more details about them. And that's about it. Y'all take care. Peace.